Hello everyone, my name is James Allen McClain. I'm better known as Rhode Island Red Rooster. And I'm doing this particular video to speak on SCT Inc. and their shady practices, Southern Christian Transportation, and my encounter with them. This is going to be a two-part and stuff, because what I'm showing is their shady practices, and then how to do a proper roll call. All right, now this right here is where at yesterday, 4/13/2018 at 4:52, I called this facility right here, and this is what I requested. I needed I said I wanted 2 tires, and this is everything that came with it: the 2 stems, the 2 valve stems, the supplies, the mileage, and then they were going to charge me as a roll call $120 at 2 hours minimum, which the total came up to $940. It came up to $940. All right, this is what they had, $930, excuse me. This is what they had to do: change 2 tires and 2 valve stems. All right, this is what they did. He was called again at 5:52. He said that his roll call people wouldn't get to me till 6 o'clock. After 6 o'clock, I called him again and stuff. He said they won't go get to me till 8 o'clock. All right, they showed up at 8. They changed the 2 tires, and they were done with me at 9:30. All right. After then, that's when he made the bill and stuff, and the bill came up to being $930. Now, being that it was Friday and after 5 o'clock, like most places, when you have to make large transactions such as this one, it takes a little bit of stuff to get an authorization, which I was waiting on. In that time, they took down my information off my truck, who I was contracted to, so on and so forth. They had all my information there. All right, being that we was on a country road, I wanted to get to a truck stop because I only had 28 minutes left. So I surrendered my CDL license. I asked them, could y'all follow me down here to the truck stop in St. Paul and stuff, which they did. We got here a little bit after 10. All right, from here, they were told that I'm still waiting on the authorization. I'm still waiting on the authorization and stuff. I was trying to get a hold of people to let them know and stuff that the job was finished, and that, we need to cut these guys a check. We need to cut them a check and stuff, so, we can go ahead and conclude our business. All right. We kept informed, I kept informing them and stuff. We sat out here for 2 hours and stuff, just chopping it up, just talking about life, so on and so forth. They get a call from their boss man, Robert. Okay. Robert informed them and stuff that to charge me for 5 hours at $110, which brought the bill an extra $550. They added the $550 and stuff, which then took the bill up to $1,290. From there, I was advised that what my new bill was going to be and stuff because of them having to wait. I explained to them again, I'm simply trying to get an authorization, is that this is unfair that you're going to charge me this amount. And if this is the amount that you're agreeing upon and stuff, then it's best to go ahead and just take your tires off the truck. I'll just go somewhere else and get something done. All right. He called his boss man. It was informed to me and stuff that his boss man was on his way out here and stuff to rectify the situation. All right. I got the phone call and stuff that, I called my people, let them know and stuff what was going on. By then, they went on ahead and they authorized for the new amount, the $1,290, just to get things rolling and say, well, you know what? Let's go ahead. Let's get these guys and stuff paid and stuff so you can go up the road. All right. So when his boss man got here, these are the 2 checks and stuff that I was presenting him with. One for $960, the other one for $330, which brings the total amount to $1,290. All right. They was parked in front of my truck for well over 3 hours. But up here on his bill, he's charging me for 5 hours, even though they didn't start on the truck till 8 o'clock. They got done at 9:30. His boss man showed up 4 minutes to 12. All right, which only means that's 4 hours. The whole thing about the discrepancy, why are you charging me 5 hours if you didn't do 5 hours worth of work, and you're giving me a 2-hour minimum? You're giving me a 2-hour minimum at $120. So if you started to work at 8 o'clock, you got done at 9:30. Then if you got done at 9:30, 2 hours would be 10 o'clock. 2 hours would be 10 o'clock. Why would you then impose 3 more extra hours if you know that your workers are not sitting for 3 extra hours? Even though it was informed and stuff that I'm simply waiting on the authorization. Even though you have all my information. You have all my information. You have my contractor's information. The only thing we're doing is simply waiting for authorization. My boss man then agreed to pay the $1,290, and he spoke to your employees and stuff and told them that the only thing that he needed was this right here. He needed this right here sent to him so he can have a copy for himself to know exactly what he has to pay. These guys were informed. They never called their boss man to let them know and stuff that we agreed to pay. We had the checks here. When the boss man showed up, even though they were sitting up here in front of my truck, even though I wasn't being uncivil and being unruly, even though they had a chance to call the police department, if I were, they didn't. All right? So once that happened, I walked around here in the corner. Remember, this is midnight, where it's a little bit dark, even though there are some lights and stuff that are coming from his vehicle. When I walked around the corner, I noticed Robert had a gun. When I walked around the corner, I noticed Robert had a gun. I stepped back. I said, "Please, sir, don't shoot me. Don't shoot me." And I ran over here to the service department. I mean, to the store, where I called the authorities. I called the authorities. I let them know what happened and stuff. The police came out here. By that time, Robert and his team were gone. Robert and his team was gone. And this is what they did. Now, he respected my request and stuff. He took his tires and he left mine too. But the thing is that you can clearly see on the work order, I requested 2 tires. Nothing about the rims because I had the rims, but he took the rims with him. And this is how he left me. When I called the police, what am I supposed to do and stuff when I come around the corner and I see that you have a gun? I clearly see that you have a gun. I say, "Sir, please don't shoot me. Please don't shoot me." This is why I ran. When I notified the police, when they seen this, they got in touch with Robert. Robert said that he wasn't the one with the gun, is that the employee had the gun and that the gun was inside the vehicle. The very vehicle that was in the front of my truck. When I said that when I walked around the corner, I noticed that Robert had the gun. I said, "Sir, please don't shoot me. Please don't shoot me," and I ran. This is what he did to rectify a situation. Southern Christian Transportation has a trucking company. They're a trucking company and they do a roll call Now, again, he informed the police that he does carry a gun. He carried it concealed where no one can see it. When I clearly seen that he had the gun, when I walked around the corner, I was in fear of my life. I told him, "Sir, please don't shoot me. Please don't shoot me." I ran to the convenience store and I called the authorities. This is what he did to rectify the situation. This is what he did to rectify the situation. And this is the position that he left me with. Okay? This is what he left me with. This is Southern Christian Transportation. All right? He couldn't tell, even though he knew that the bill was going to be $930 prior to him coming here, he could have went on ahead, told me what that was and stuff. And so when the job and stuff was done, I could have simply paid these guys and stuff while the office was still open. We could have paid them and stuff and been on our way. But instead, he waited till after the work was done and stuff, and then that's when he came up with the charge of $940. Completely understandable, but again, completely understandable, but again and stuff, we're just trying to move things along. He knows he has a trucking company. These type of things happen to him. He know that he doesn't have people that work round the clock and stuff. Just like other trucking companies. Anyone can tell you that does this type of work that one of the hardest things stuff to try to do is to get an authorization after a roll call. There was no reason for him to bring the gun and stuff out here. If I was being uncivil, if I was being unruly, being that they were out here for well over 3 hours, his employees, they had the opportunity to call the authorities, just as I did when I seen Robert had the gun. I said, "Sir, please don't shoot me." I ran to the convenience store. This is the position that they left me in. These guys do road service, and they're also a trucking company. If they do this to me, they would do this to you. All right. Now this is part one. This is part one. I'm showing a part 2 and stuff because I'm showing you how to properly do things, how to really rectify the situation and stuff and get things moving. Share this with your share this with others and stuff so that people don't run into this company, Southern Christian Transportation. My name is James Allen McClain. Thank you for your time and support.